All right, this is Justin from the Twinjitsu podcast. Next to me is my brother.
What's up?
Chris.
You know, this is an audio podcast as well.
Yeah. I forgot.
And then we have David Pitt with us here. Howdy. He's got his shades on. He's dealing with the eye issue. Don't comment that he's trying to be cool.
Oh, no, I
issue.
was.
Oh, okay.
No,
That's why you weren't.
No, also the poison ivy.
What's your rank in jiu-jitsu?
I'm a Jiu-Jitsu brown belt
How long have you been training?
for about 20 years.
Yeah. What has been like, how much like lag time do you think? Do you think like consistent training time?
Consistent training. What was it?
Just go through what year did you start?
The year I started was 2006, right? Through the Modern Army Combatives Program.
Mm-hmm.
I did that level 1. This was like a pre-deployment type deal that, the whole unit did.
Where was that?
That was in Anchorage, Alaska.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. And so if you don't know what the Army does is they have like different levels, right? 1 through 4 of, capability, right? And mostly the level 4 guys are civilians that they bring onto base to teach, right? And so it just so happened that the level 4 instructor for that area was a Gracie Baja guy named Ted Stickle. And
Is he still around? Do you know?
yeah, he still trains. I know
Is he sticklish?
He's a stickler. He owned a GB once he moved from Anchorage down in Katy, Texas, and then I think he's still in Texas somewhere.
Can you scoot your chair a little closer?
I will not do that. Absolutely.
Great time to do that, just right in the middle of a conversation.
Well, I just noticed. Sorry. Okay, so you started in Anchorage, Alaska, like a combatives program, and then where'd you go from there?
So, obviously, we deploy after that, and I liked it. It was fun. It's the Modern Army Combatives Program is all like, it was developed by the Gracies, like the Horian and Hoyler and all them. And so essentially when I get back from deployment, I'm, in the process of a PCS, which is I'm just switching bases. And in the interim, they had put me in the at the combatives gym. And so for about 7 months, that's where I worked. It was awesome,
What did you do there?
I was just front desk person.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
They had,
Also, I think we should mention, because the glasses, after your deployment, you joined Men in Black, correct? Got him.
Yes, absolutely.
All right, continue.
But I don't remember any of it because, they
You
wiped
got
it.
lasered.
Yep. But I was just a front desk guy, and the NCO running it, he was like, "Hey, man, you should get on the mats. You're already here. Just go train," because they had one of their purple belts, Patrick Applegate, come and teach. He taught twice a week, and then there was an Air Force officer who would come, and he did. He was a judo black belt, sambo guy, and I think a Japanese jiu-jitsu black belt, and he would come teach 3 days a week. So really, I was there every day, training. And so for about 6-7 months, that's all that I trained every single day. And so I went from no stripe white belt to 4 stripe in like 6 months, just because that was a shit ton of training.
Yeah.
And you may not know the answer to this question, but who vets those people?
MWR, which is
I don't think they're vets. They didn't serve in the military.
the MWR is the morale, welfare, and recreation. Right, that's like the YMCA organization inside of the military, right? So they organize all that. Yeah. Yep. And then, so when I left Alaska, I trained maybe once or twice a year, you know, just a handful of times a year for about 8 or 9 years.
Mm.
Just like, I still loved it. I always, kept up with it. And
You were still in the military that whole time, or no?
no, no, I finished out my career. I just didn't train too much just because it was tough. For a little bit, when I did move to New York, I was training at a Health and Gracie school run by former UFC vet Travis Stevens, Travis Stevens, and
That's different than the judo guy, right?
yeah, different
Okay.
from the judo guy. Or was it Jeremy Stevens? Or was it Steven Travis? I don't know.
Travis Brown.
It's one of those. So I was helping, run the kids' classes and teaching there. It was fun, but never consistently enough to get my blue belt, which is, no big deal. And then right about the time I met you, I think that was 2017, 2018?
Feels like forever ago, to be honest with you.
Right. I was like, screw this. I'm going back and I'm training because I've always, it just kind of infected me and I loved it. And so I decided to start training again down at Franklin.
How long did it take for you to get your blue belt once you got back into training? You didn't start from scratch, right? Like you came in as a 4-stripe white belt.
Mm-hmm. Maybe 8 months. Yeah, which is fair.
Yeah.
Because I wasn't, it's not like I was super consistent and then just switched gyms, moved or
Right.
whatever. That's totally fair. It just took me a minute to get back in the swing of like, okay, he's ready.
It's hard to remember
How are
the
you
series of events.
How are you feeling like now that you're at brown belt? Like, if you could break down the belts, like what was white belt to you? What was blue belt? What was purple belt? If you like, you know what I mean? Like, blue belt is this to you? Like, oh, working on your whatever, Like, what would that be for you?
Bert, bless you.
Sorry. Man, what were the different belts? It's just, it's hard to, because you don't know what you don't know, right? And you kind of see the problems in front of you. There's obviously, leaps that you take at each belt as your understanding of what this is and how bad you are at it. It happens, I mean, even now, like anytime we roll, it's like, man, these guys could crush me if they wanted to. And,
I tried the other night.
Yeah.
Up until about minute 7, I was like, this is not as easy as I want it to be. And then minute 7, you just crumbled. It was a long round. We were tired.
Yeah, 10-minute round.
Did we do 10 minutes?
I think I was 9 or 10.
Okay.
It
was a long round for sure.
Yeah, I had Apollo for the 9-minute. He wanted it more than me.
No, you had him for the 9-minute? Then I must have had him for the 10-minute.
He didn't want me for the 10-minute.
Well, because I rolled with him right after you, and he was like, oh, Justin just put me through the gauntlet.
What was I gonna ask? What's been your favorite belt? I mean, obviously you still have one more belt to get, and you're fairly new at the brown belt, but I think that where you were when you got your brown belt, you're a seasoned brown belt, in my opinion. But what has been your favorite belt part of your journey?
Probably purple, just because of the drip.
Yeah, I mean,
Because
purple.
that's your favorite color.
I mean, look, my whole wardrobe changed. I'm purple this, purple that,
Yeah.
purple shoes.
I mean,
purple
purple's
bandana.
one of my favorite colors, and it was my favorite belt. But that's, for me, purple belts when jiu-jitsu got really fun because you could like make stuff happen.
Yeah.
Like, especially against like lower belts, like you could do your techniques, and I don't know. I felt like I started to get really technical.
If you could go back and give your white belt self-advice, what would it be?
I would say
Don't go to war.
Don't go to war.
Well, that wasn't up to you.
Yeah.
So
I would say really focus on the fundamentals. Like there's like even in this past year, I've really come back to look at fundamentals differently. Like I spend all this time like what's the next thing? What can I do, to try to get like an edge on my training partners? When honestly, if I'd have just like really focused on the fundamentals the same way I did on the next guard or this sequence to the back or this, that, or the other, I mean, hell, you'd be astronomically in a better place.
what does that mean to you, though? Like fundamentals. What do you mean by that?
I mean, close guard, right? I mean, mount. It took me so long to figure those out, and
Mount top.
yeah, mount top, mount bottom as well. Yeah,
Yeah,
escapes. Just your posture when you're in bad spots. Has a huge effect on your escape. Right? Just your posture alone. Controlling the back, things like that. Very, very fundamental stuff because like I don't know anybody that has really good fundamentals that isn't good.
Yeah, I mean, I think I've gotten more fundamentals from teaching now. But like my escapes and like defense is the stuff that I learned day one. It's just now I have like the answers to the answers, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I don't do anything. Now, other parts of my games aren't fundamental, right? Like I play a lot of fancy guards or like to, but I do feel like at least for me, like bottom half guard was such a like specifically chest to chest, like in a bad spot.
Mm-hmm.
It, I think is a fundamental guard that doesn't get taught enough.
Absolutely.
And so I was going to ask you, training at quite a few different places, what do you think is like the biggest hole in a fundamentals class or in like a curriculum that you've seen?
I would say close guard
Mm.
and mount for sure.
Yeah.
I think. Just okay. So like even those more fancier guards, I guess you'd want to say, you're still using the same close guard fundamentals, right? Controlling the posture. Are they standing? Can you break them down if they do posture up? If they do posture up too hard, can you force them to move in a certain way, right? And a lot of people, we use our arms too much, not our legs. And so, yeah, that close guard fundamentals, if you can prevent somebody from standing up, that's a huge deal, right? If you can break somebody's posture, that's a huge deal, right? If you can separate their limbs from their body, that's a huge accomplishment, right? And I don't think that gets taught nearly well enough. And, what you're actually trying to accomplish.
More the conceptual side of the technique.
Because once you get that down, all the other guards, you're doing the same fundamental stuff.
Gives you a framework.
It all applies. Yeah.
One thing that I did a couple seminars that went over this, and then it was like, yeah, I don't think I ever have been. It was never presented in the way that it was with is off balancing from the guard.
Yeah,
It's like
if someone would have told me at white belt, hey, the guard is meant to off balance your partner, I feel like it would have skyrocketed my guard. But I feel like I didn't learn that until 3 years ago.
Yeah.
Because a lot of it's like
you're just learning moves.
Yeah, you're learning the moves, whereas it's like the off balance leads you to the moves.
Yeah, the kazushi.
With I hate that. We've been doing those games and stuff with the kids, and it's like when you tell a kid, when you set them up into a guard like De La Hiva, for example, and you just say your goal is to off balance them, they figure it out. You don't have to show them a move. You don't have to show them how to wrestle up. Like they figure out, oh, their hands are on the floor, I can get up and get the sweep, you know?
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty crazy how those little things go a long way. That's what my wife said.
What's changed for you now? How much teaching did you do? Any teaching at Sean Heyman's?
I taught one class. I had to fill in one time.
Okay.
That's about it.
So you've pretty much started teaching here then, right?
I taught a little bit in New York. You know,
that's right.
I helped assist
With
with the
kids and
kids. Yeah. And I mean, other than, you know, my friends that I would have, you know, at the house.
Yeah.
And, you know, they don't do anything. You know, I teach them.
Yeah.
Stuff like that.
What is some things you've learned from either from the teacher side of things, like how to teach jiu-jitsu, or even like has it shown you something in your jiu-jitsu? Like how's that been?
Absolutely. So each week, you know, whatever you're teaching, I go back and I relearn it, you know, through instructionals, right? I've owned a ton of them, and I've probably, you know, forgotten like 95% of it.
Mm.
And so I go back, even if it's something I do a lot, and I'm like, oh, okay, that detail needs to be in there, right?
Yeah.
Because there's things you just do instinctively that you forget, right? So that's going back and relearning those skills is hugely important for me, for my game. And I think it's actually helps my game quite a bit.
And you said you like to try and drill or like use the moves that you've been teaching that week, like when you come to Franklin and stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. So I'll teach I teach the parents class here on Tuesday nights, it's just a fundamentals class for the parents. If you have kids in the class, you can take a class at the same time. And so, you know,
And it's a free class.
and it's free.
At Gracie Baja Bellevue.
That's right. And I believe y'all do the same thing at Franklin, yes?
Yeah,
yeah.
even though both are small, we've had more participation here at Bellevue,
Yeah.
surprisingly, than Franklin. I don't know why, but yeah, it's crazy. It's like, why would you not take advantage?
I
of
mean,
that?
I do wonder if it has something to do with the mat. Like here, they're kind of tucked in their own little area. At Franklin, they're in front of everybody.
Yeah.
But I have two guys who train with me. Like, yeah, I mean, they two consistent dads.
And we have the opposite. We have Bagley Bobs trading here, which is funny.
Yeah. But right, so the stuff I teach Tuesday nights, which is all fundamental stuff, I go down Wednesday nights to your comp class, and I make sure to hit that. You know, I try to hit it every single roll, you know, just to recheck the validity, right? Even though it's fundamental technique, you know, I want to make sure that I can hit, you know, so I'm not just teaching BS. You know, I want them to be able to like go away with something that's actually gonna work. And that general, you know, I think pretty often I'm able to hit that.
Have you taught anything that that isn't part of your game that you don't feel comfortable? Not don't feel comfortable, but feel less confident teaching. Have you gotten to that point yet where you've shared like a technique you may not use that regularly?
Yeah. I don't end up in dogfight often.
Mhm.
I just don't. And I think that's because I learned it and then, you know, forgot it, and trying to get back to that position from half guard, right? That's where I was kind of showing that transition, because you can often end up there. And so that was good for me to go back and hit that. And well, I was able to, you know, execute those techniques that Wednesday night. Like, oh yeah, I forgot this. This is another path, you know, instead of just trying to roll to the back or trying to roll them back over top of you. There's another option. So that was good.
Yeah, I mean, you go through phases. I feel like 2-3 years ago, I ended up in half guard all the time. Now, not as much. I don't really know why, but
Probably
know.
more people standing to pass.
Yeah.
Right?
But I think it's good to, I mean, it's good to have phases, you know?
Well, I was more asking because, like, I would be self-conscious sometimes teaching something that's not a huge part of my game, but I feel like it helped me, one, like, expand my game, but also I think it helps give the students, like, variety, right? Like,
Mhm.
but it takes experience. I have to feel like it's taken me 5 years to be like, "Okay, I can pretty confidently teach most things within jujitsu, even if I'm not very good at it in my own game." Like, I can at least teach it but it just can be like a big imposter syndrome too. But I'll even tell the class, I'll be like, "This isn't a huge part of my game, but I think you guys would be for you, some of you guys." And
Yeah, and I taught an ankle lock this week, which is not a big part of my game, but at the end of the day, it's like my ankle locks are better than everyone else in this room. So
right.
I can at least they not might not be the greatest in like compared to everyone in jujitsu, but I can at least share the few things I know for ankle locks, you
Mhm.
know.
Your daughter started training as well. How has that been? Now that you guys both train, like, do you feel like it's
You guys have like a bond that you didn't have before?
I mean, I think so. You know, it's something that we can both share in, and you know, I when she's here, I don't try to coach her, right? I let you guys do that, and I think that's absolutely kind of essential, you know, because I want to be dad,
Mhm.
right? That being said, you know, if she's having trouble in class, I'm like in this position or that position, you know, after class, I'm like, hey, come here, let me show you this.
Does
And
she respond well to that? Like, does
I
she
think
like
so.
that?
Yeah.
I think that's good. I think the biggest thing I've seen with jujitsu parents is like forcing that sort of stuff. But if it's like a, hey, can you want me to show you how you can get out of that position? And it's like a fun thing. But then sometimes you can tell some parents who like,
Well, I think the biggest thing is when it's coming from a parent who doesn't do
right,
jujitsu. It's
well,
like,
yeah.
hey, your kid knows that you don't do this. And yeah, I mean, maybe what you're saying is right. Most of the time it's not, but maybe it is. They're not going to respond the same as to you as they would a coach who has a brown belt and they know, oh, this guy's been trained, you know.
Hmm.
They can sense the bullshit.
Do you think your daughter would have trained ever if you didn't train?
I mean, I don't think so. I mean, if you're just not exposed to that in that world, you know, I've trained her entire life.
Mhm.
So
Did
that's
you ever do stuff with her as a kid, like little games or anything, like
yeah,
jujitsu games?
yeah. Like you know, there's was it through the Gracie University, they have these games that
Yeah,
you do with kids and parents and stuff, and
yeah.
they like try to wear you as a backpack or
Mhm.
throw you off one way or the other, that kind of stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, that stuff's really good for young kids, and then that's what I usually advise especially parents, even if they do train with especially the younger kids, is if you wanna train at home, play games. Don't have them drill techniques or like, "Hey, you should work on this." It's like, make it fun, make it something that's gonna build them some skill in whatever, and then
We've talked about that before. I don't remember what your daughter was having issues with, but I was like, just gamify it. If you turn it into a game, will respond much better than if you're like,
you
you
gotta
need
put
to
your
get the
ear.
underhook.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
need to
yeah.
get this.
Hmm.
Where it almost feels like getting in trouble. But yeah, I always think about the parents on the sidelines watching class because I think it's like other sports. You can go watch practice, but jujitsu, they're right on the mat, close to the mat. And we have a rule that there's no coaching. So parents aren't allowed to talk to their kids while they're in class. But not every school has that type of rule, you
Couldn't
know?
imagine that.
But
I
I
c-
just also think about, like, imagine your first month, 2 months, 6 months, year of jujitsu, if you had a family member there watching you every day, like, that would suck. I mean, you get your ass kicked constantly.
it's a lot of pressure.
Yeah, it's a
Yeah.
lot of pressure, but on the flip side, it's like, yeah, there are some schools where they don't let the parents the parents have to watch from a screen basically. And I don't love that either, but I think it's something to think about for parents who like, especially if your kid's not taking to jiu-jitsu right away, or they're like a common thing is like some kids just aren't very aggressive and some kids are, and it makes a big difference in training. And you kind of have to just be okay with them figuring it out. And obviously the coaches are going to be there, but that's one thing is like we get asked that sometimes is like, I wish they would be more aggressive. It's like, number one, some kids aren't. They're never going to be as aggressive as so and so or whatever. But a lot of times it just takes time, like to develop that and to get sick of getting beat up and then start fighting back harder and stuff like that.
And we have a lot. I mean, here we have some, but Franklin, it's like, dude, we'll have a class with 35 kids and there will only be 4 parents. They just get dropped off. And it's like, I think that's kind of how it should be most of the time.
Right.
You know, I mean, obviously parents want to see progression and stuff, but I think the biggest thing is if they're having fun and they still want to come, then the progress will come on its, over time.
Yep. And that's, I mean, I'm here, one night a week for when she's training. And then most of the time, I'm watching the other night. Right. And I think that would be hard for me if I hadn't also taken that journey myself. Mm-hmm. It just takes time. Like you have to have those mat hours to take that journey. And there's no way I'm going to be able to impart 20 years of mat time, to her in 5 minutes, in 10 minutes. Like it's not feasible. It's not possible. She just has to come to it, herself. And as long as she's having fun and enjoying the atmosphere and the people she's training with, great. That's important.
Yeah, it seems like I don't want to use too many names, but the dad, Brian, it seems like he's very similar with his son as like his approach. Like when they come to parents kids class, he'll teach them stuff and but he's not a hard ass like some parents who don't train are, or expect their kids to be something else. But a lot of times, if you got a purple belt dad, they're gonna know the deal.
Yeah, he's always been he trusts us in the process. He knows how it works,
Yeah, I mean, like I said, he's been to that journey as well, and he's been training. I think just about as long as I have, and he was in the military as well. I've known him a long time. He's a great dude.
Did you know each other in the military or no?
No, we met afterward.
Yeah, he was a different branch, right?
Yeah, he was the Air Force.
Yeah.
You ask us for feedback a lot of times on your jiu-jitsu and your game, but like,
is that annoying?
No, I mean, it's like
it's just tough when I don't have an answer.
But also, a lot of people don't ever ask, so it's like I'd rather have you.
99% of people don't ask.
But for me, sometimes it's hard because it'll be like after a roll, it's like, dude, some rolls I have photographic memory of, and some rolls I couldn't tell you what happened, just depending on the mind state I'm in. So it can be hard. I would almost prefer like, hey, while we roll, will you like be conscious of what mistakes I'm making or something like that. But I know now that you asked for feedback, so I'm kind of ready to answer it. But yeah, sometimes I don't have an answer. And sometimes the answer sucks where it's like what we're talking about. Just keep training. I mean, you're doing the right stuff,
I don't know when I started doing it. Probably when I was like one of the higher ranks at Franklin and like I was always rolling with lower ranks. But I always try to give, and it's more for the lower ranks, I would say white and blue belts. I try and give them positive feedback every round. Hey, you did so good with your guard retention or whatever.
I do the same thing. I still do that. Like even if I submitted the person 3 times, it's like finding something positive to point out in the role.
Yeah, I'm just like I don't just want to show up and do my time. Like I want to know what the hell I'm talking about and what I'm doing. Mm-hmm. And so it's important for me to remain, it's just having a white belt kind of mindset. I know that's a bit cliche, but that's the fact, I'm not missing warm-ups. I'm asking questions. I'm still going out and going back to the instructionals. What can I do better here? What am I not getting about this position that, and a lot of times it's just like a detail. Like I'm completely skipping that, which is, the guard's falling apart immediately after, right? I'm asking you guys for feedback. I want to get better. I don't just want to, wear the belt.
Well, just to give give yourself feedback. What do you feel like being a brown belt that you need to work on to get to black belt? Your own feedback to yourself.
Oh my goodness, this is good. This is an excellent question.
Thank you.
Also, is there a difference between a brown and a black belt?
Now we're getting controversial.
Is there a difference? One is brown, one is black.
Yeah, I mean, that's the biggest difference, I think.
I mean, that's like saying, is there a difference between white and a black, right? And I mean,
what are we talking about?
That's not where I was going.
I mean, well, I don't know. I really don't know, because the belt colors do not impart skill, right?
There's plenty of bad black belts and plenty of good white belts or good blue belts.
Right? If Gable Stevenson walks in here tomorrow, how many of us are taking him down, getting him a mount? And
I'm not taking him down, but I'm pulling guard and I'm beating that ass 100%.
Okay. Chris is always very confident in his jiu-jitsu.
Okay. In the gi, dude, 100%. Okay. I mean, that's crazy. It's crazy.
Okay. All right. I love the confidence. I don't believe I would be able to pull that off. But
I also think, I'm a black belt in jiu-jitsu, but he's a black guy. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. He's
well, he is.
No, he's a black belt in grappling. So it's like,
right.
I mean, but I'm whooping that ass, Gable Stevenson.
All right, you heard it. Come accept the challenge.
In the gi, I'm whooping that ass.
All right.
Just saying.
Okay. All right.
Respectfully.
Sensational. Yeah. I love the confidence, but I don't know.
Yeah.
Hey, you can think whatever you want.
But I get what you mean. It's like
a winner's mindset over here.
It is
fellas.
just a piece of cloth, But what do you want to see from yourself before that really the final step? Because for most people, it's going to be your last belt you ever get, which is the black belt.
Yeah, I mean, especially at my age.
Oh, well, I wasn't going to say anything, but
no, yeah. I mean, honestly, I just want to continue to do the things that got me to where I'm at, right? The consistency, remaining a student, right? It's definitely not a finish line for sure. I want to continue. I'm still going to continue to do all the same things, right? It's just a time okay.
Wait,
so
we were talking about Gable Stevenson. Okay, I take everything back. No, I'm just kidding.
Okay, so the other night, I went to get you in De La Hiva guard, and I did. You were standing, and I tried to get to De La Hiva, right? And a lot of people, they're going to grab on the outside to control that leg, right? And then there's a certain way that you break that grip in order not to get immediately mounted, right? You instinctively grab on the inside, and where that grip break is now out of play. And so stuff like that, it's just like very minute things that a lot of people are not going to notice. But as soon as you grab that, I'm like, you got to be kidding me, right? That's kind of
it's like some of that stuff though. I know you're not talking about me, but I was never taught.
I told him that. I was like, dude, it was literally instinct. But that just comes from
experience,
14 years of training, you know?
What's given you the biggest skill jump, you feel like, in your jiu-jitsu journey? Like, was it just training all the time? Was it studying? Was it watching matches?
Obviously,
Steroids?
no, never taken
Sunglasses.
steroids. So mat time is very important. Also for me, I'm someone that can learn from instructionals. I hear people say that they can't or they don't. Uh, for me, I without them, I would be like half
Mm.
the jiu-jitsu player that I would be. Um, if you have to learn how to learn, right? And that's kind of part of it. Um, yeah. So I would say so during COVID, me and my buddy and I, we stopped going to the gym because we didn't know, what was what. So we're like, all right, we're gonna take a step back. But at work, we had a mat, and we watched, you know, one day after work, we'd watch this chapter and then go through the whole instructional. So that year that we were not at the gym, we still came out the other side much better grapplers.
Yeah.
And I think without the instructionals and the mat time, just him and we wouldn't. I mean, we might not have ever gone back to jiu-jitsu, but so that was very fortunate.
I've always struggled with watching instructionals. For me, it's I don't know if it's like an ADD thing or what, but
I've gone in and out. I think the biggest
specific
thing,
training's, in my opinion, the best thing you can do to get better at a position.
I think self-discovery is the best thing you can do. Like, you're always the things you learn on your own are gonna stick more than the stuff that your instructor teaches you. And I think sometimes, like, watching instructionals can be self-discovery. But you guys did it the right way, where you guys watched it and trained. A lot of people will watch it in their downtime, but they don't actually drill the move or apply it, and then it goes away.
Mhm.
How do you feel about static drilling versus resistance-based drilling versus the games, like what we've been doing more of? What are your thoughts on that?
It's all good.
I agree.
Yeah, it's all good. It's all helpful. Building those, foundations. You have to build those neural pathways. To be able to even to even do the move, right? So the most important part is if you don't want to overhit one or the other, because there is a point of art where you get limited like benefit from static drilling.
Mhm.
Is it going to help you or I to static drill an armbar from the mount? Probably not, right?
Yeah.
So yeah,
I like drilling, though. Like, if
go roast.
yeah, I mean, I do like I have fun drilling, but, like, for example, when me and Chris would drill when we were, like, maybe I was black belt, he was brown belt, or, like, we had the experience, we wouldn't it would be a little bit of live training. Like, we drill and then we'd, like, flow roll into another move, and we'd always, like, not get in trouble, but Reggie or Brian would be like, "What are you guys doing?" Because we do the move, but then we do, like, 3 other moves. And I enjoy that. I actually do, but I understand why not everyone does. And then especially once you get to, like, a purple belt or brown belt, some guys just literally wanna come and roll and go home. They don't wanna hit the driving range like you would if you were a golfer or something like that. They just wanna go play golf, you know?
I think drilling sequences makes more sense than necessarily one specific move. Like when you drill, like
Depends on how many times you've seen that technique.
right, 100%. I agree.
Yeah. I mean, I personally, I hate drilling. I hate it. All right. But I understand the benefit of it. And if you take time off, it's perishable skill, right? If I take, 2 months off right now, I'm not going to come back, as good. So drilling is important. I hate it. And I've always loved being the guy that I just want to roll. But I
I was gonna
understand.
ask you, have you always been like that? Like,
Yeah.
since you started jujitsu?
Yeah, I just want to train.
Yeah. I mean,
But I
it's the
understand the
most fun
benefit.
it's the most fun part, right?
Is absolutely the most fun part.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, training is what develops the split decision making, where like that pant grip that you were talking about. It's like I don't think you could ever drill for that specifically, but because I've been in that situation before, it's like the decision was already made. Like
Yeah, which is weird. And that's, for me, that's kind of the difference between a black belt and the other belts, right? Because jiu-jitsu, I know we teach it as like this technique, that technique, kind of in like these are your katas, right? But jiu-jitsu is not a collection of techniques. At a certain point, correct me if I'm wrong, you're not doing techniques. You know where you need to go, and you have a series of roadmaps on how to get there, depending on the situation. True or false? Or
Yeah, I mean, I would agree with that. It's like I'm not. It's tough to say though, because it's like, yeah, now I'm at the level where I'm not thinking about foot here, foot here, foot here. It's like I have
you have
freedom.
3 feet.
Oh.
I have freedom now to make other decisions or whatever without having to think about the move I want to do. So I can think, oh, after this, I'm gonna knee cut, and I think that's when you can start thinking ahead. But I did a lot of static drilling and it helped me a lot. So it's like, but yeah, I do agree. I do think the games is in the CLA way of doing things is like reinforces that of like you just need you're trying to find situations with that build skill over learning moves, and I do think that ultimately is going to make you a better grappler. But I do think like adults, like if you're an uncoordinated adult, I think you need to drill moves.
Yeah,
You
I
need
mean,
to know where
I
your
agree.
body is and like get coordinated. Like, they're not even
I
coordinated.
mean, I remember
100%.
when I first started, like, oh my God, I was so uncoordinated
Yeah.
and couldn't figure out how to move my body and do certain things.
Move my hips or whatever. So, but
I couldn't shrimp for like a month. And I was just, my hips were just remain on the mat. And so your hips are on the mat, the person's on top of you. Like, you're not getting out of anything if you're not shrimping properly. And then I remember when it finally clicked, I was like, oh man. And so, yeah, it's kind of crazy.
What were you gonna say?
I don't know. Don't really remember.
Something stupid.
Not
probably.
important.
No. But I also think it's like with the shrimping, I think the best way to teach someone how to shrimp is not how we traditionally do it, like during the warm up where you're just shrimping. I think it's good to drill that and warm up with that, whatever. But the best way to probably learn how to shrimp is turning it into a game. Someone stands over the top of you, you have to get away from them. How are you going to do that?
Yeah. So that's actually interesting. Okay. So
Thank you.
The way they ran the warm-ups, this is 2007, right? We had Patrick Applegate, who was the Gracie Baja guy, would come on base and teach, a couple times a week. The way we would teach that movement, we would have someone stand over you at the hips, right? And so you'd shrimp one way, right? And then you'd shrimp the other way to completely get your legs out, and then they would reset and stand back over your hips again. And we don't really do that anymore. And I always thought that was kind of a cool way to show exactly what you're trying to accomplish.
Yeah, I mean, there's, with the Gracie Baja warm up and stuff, it's like, I have mixed feelings about it because I think there are some people who need it, but I think it is definitely not the best thing to do to warm up for jiu-jitsu, if that makes sense, So it's like you gotta
the GB warm up is
we gotta teach to the lowest denominator,
Yeah, I mean the GB warm up is like there for the person who can't even do hardly any push ups or jumping jacks, and like it's like a general physical preparedness part built into the program, which I do like because there's some people that can't even get through the warm up when they start. And imagine if you had them do some sort of crazy jiu-jitsu drill they've never seen. It's like, I don't know. I do I do think there can be some value in it. But do I want to run an advanced class with jumping jacks and push-ups and stuff at the
No
beginning?
way. No.
I want to get straight to jiu-jitsu.
Yep.
All right. Do we have any more questions for Mr. Pitt before we go? How's your back doing?
Much better.
How?
What about your neck?
And your
My neck.
Yeah.
My back.
Also
how
good.
has your game changed with your lower back injury that you have? Like, has that changed your training? How you
Yes.
approach training?
Yes.
We'll end on this.
So generally, if I'm having issues with my back, I'm not going to be playing anything on top. I'm not wrestling up. I'm not wrestling. We're not playing around with judo. No. I'm going straight to the ground. I'm on my back. And if I sweep you them out, that's where we're going to be. You know what I mean? It limits my movement.
Does it limit your guards though? Like, do you still play all the same guards?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That doesn't bother it too much?
Yeah, no, as long as I'm, on my back. But like times right now. So I've been doing, therapies on my own, and my back is feeling pretty good. So I'm able to do all the things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's the biggest thing you've done for your back for anyone that's dealing with back issues
So for me,
since it got blown out?
for me, the inversion table has been hugely beneficial.
Yeah. I was, what I was dealing with when I didn't have any nerve issues, thankfully, but just like arthritis basically in my back. And I'm good now, but like they told me the inversion likely wouldn't work with my type of injury.
Mhm.
But for you, I guess it's been
Yeah, for
really
me,
helpful.
it worked wonders. Also, just getting stronger in your core and your glutes and your legs. You can do that.
That's my problem with my back. It's my core
Strength.
a little bit, but glutes, dude. My glutes are not good.
Yeah, and also, if I'm not consistently training, like my back, it deteriorates. So
It
I
gets worse.
jiu-jitsu
It's crazy.
keeps it healthy, which is nuts. And I told you that if I hadn't been training, like I don't know if I'd be able to walk right now, right? 'Cause I've spent years, fine tuning my proprioception in my body, and
What is that?
proprioception.
Okay.
It's like, so if you close your eyes,
It's like-
you're still able to walk, and you're still able to move your arms, and you know where your limbs are in
Right,
space, right? So my leg, this is beginning of the year, was like completely numb.
Yeah, but isn't that partly because you wear sunglasses inside?
Just half, like 15%, because of the sunglasses. Yeah, it's. I couldn't feel my leg at all, and it's still numb on the outside, right? But because I spent years having to know exactly where my body is in space, I was able to walk around. So I don't know how much truth is in that, but I feel it's true.
Yeah.
I'm sure there is. The body awareness that jiu-jitsu gives you is pretty crazy, especially when you go do other things. Like, with us playing golf, and I know you've picked up a little bit of golf too. Is
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
Yeah, I don't think I would be playing nearly as well if it wasn't for jiu-jitsu and understanding how my body moves,
For sure.
Well, sweet. I think we'll end it on that. Thanks for coming. It's good to have you. You were on our OG podcast way back when.
That's right.
So it's good to have you. Good to have you back on the new
Thanks for having me
edition.
back.
All right. See y'all later.